Hello, what's up guys? Ronnie here from the Dizon Docs. If you guys aren't subscribed, make sure it's been a while since I've done this, hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit the like button, and my post notifications are turned on to get notifications every time I upload. I haven't been uploading in a while, so I want to apologize. But I got some things to say. I want to first address that this is the last of the Australian series from way back when, earlier this year. So I'm going to give you guys this finale because I'm not going to start it and then not finish it the proper way. So here's the commentary finale of the Australian vlogs. Moving forward, I have a few projects that I'm going to work on to get me up to date and catch up to where we currently are. So my first idea is I'm going to do 2 recap videos. They're going to be like 10 minutes long, maybe 15 minutes long, of how we did in Atlantic City and London, because I never uploaded anything for those. And the only way that I can really reasonably upload consistently is if I get those out there so I can be more relevant. I've had this problem in the past, but I've been traveling more than ever this year, to be honest, and it's awesome, but it kind of kicks me back. And I think people were kind of nervous because they think I'd run out of content. Oh God, it's been a while. People would think I'd run out of content because I wouldn't have anything relevant or anything coming up next. But I assure you, I have a ton of videos and projects that I'm working on. So I'm going to do, like I said, 1 recap video of Atlantic City, 1 recap video of London, and then I have the Chicago Open practice and event videos halfway done. So those will be already ready by the time I get those done. So I've been waiting to upload those, and I just can't because it doesn't make sense. It wouldn't be in order. So after that, I just got back from France and my trip over there afterwards. So I'm mostly going to just cover the France event. I have some of those edited, and that was the last event of the NXL Europe series. So if you guys are following or staying current up to date, you guys will know how we did, but obviously, these are the vlogs of what we did behind the scenes. So with saying that, I think, yeah, that should do it. And I have a big surprise coming up for you guys. And I'm hopefully going to release it before World Cup. I can't really say too much, but I've been working on it for a little bit. And it's going to take a little bit more time to get things in place before showing you guys. But for some of you, you may know. All right, time to crack into this vlog, and yeah, that's pretty much it. See ya.
Every day I got some fly shit on, keeping all black outfit on. I already bagged.
Fuck my life, why?
Yo, let's fucking go, baby. Day 3. We got 2 prelim matches today to determine if we go on to the finals. I'm whispering because it's 6:30 a.m. So, okay, gotta get ready. See you guys in the field. Short this time, your smile fades in the summer. Place your hand in mine. Hello.
Ah! Hey!
Good morning.
Hi, Ronnie's fans.
Good morning. Good morning, Chops. How are you today?
I'm good.
Yeah?
I'm sad it's the last day in Australia, but, you know.
It's the last day?
For me it is. I'm going home tomorrow.
Are you not staying?
Nah. I gotta go home and go back to real life. Work a normal
tell me
job.
about your real life.
My real life, let's see. So I work at a company my dad owns, building woodworking machinery. So I'm mostly picking up big heavy metal clamps all day. That's kind of it. That's really my job. It's pretty boring, actually. Yeah. No, that's all it is. It's actually really boring. It's nothing super special. This is the fun stuff I get to do, is this right here.
Stop lying. You really own like at least 3 strip clubs. At least.
You're not supposed to tell them that. That's a secret.
Damn it.
Why you gotta blow my spot like that?
People,
I tell you.
I knew I seen you. Yeah.
He's good on camera. What's up, guys? Back at it with the commentary. Now, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, we had to win these next 2 prelim matches to see if we moved on since we did so poorly that first day. So here we go. I'm in this tower again, basically just holding down this Dorito 2, I believe. Now, they broke wide, and this team that we're playing raw, they did a lot of wide risk breaking. They went snake off the break a lot. They went wide on the Doritos a lot. And a lot of people were saying, like, it was hard to scout these guys because, you know, they were very unpredictable. And I just knew that if we stayed disciplined that we would win this match. So I started shooting at the snake over here because they asked for some help. This guy runs through the middle. I clearly shot him before he got to Dave, but those are just some things that just tend to happen in the tournament. You try to get away with certain things like that, and sometimes it pays off and sometimes it doesn't. In this case, it paid off for that guy. I filled out to this corner, and now I'm just trying to assess the situation of where the bodies are at. They didn't have that middle presence, so I was able to make this bump to this small Dorito. And right here, since I'm the only guy on the Dorito side and we lost Alistair off the break, I'm just trying to stay alive. I think I have maybe 2 bodies on the snake side, so it's a at least 3-on-3 situation, if not 3-on-4. So my job here is to just stay alive on this Dorito side and find where all the bodies are. Hey, Dorito 2! Dorito 2! So I'm shooting down the tape here to just keep the guy in that Dorito 2 honest. By that I mean, if I shoot some paint at him, that guy will know that I'm ready for him if he tries to come down. I see this inside move to this big Dorito so I can match him up. So now I'm in a situation where if I step out a little bit, I'll be able to see him down the tape, but I'm kind of protected. So I'm just trying to make sure that nobody's coming to either come get me or in the inside or this outside tape. So that's why I'm just posted on the wire like this. And it's just being patient. A lot of this Dorito side is just being patient and seeing who makes the first mistake. Move to this inside Dorito. Now I have his outside of his bunker. So now I'm kind of in a bad position because if this guy battles me, you know, I'm kind of waiting for him to just battle me heads up. I end up getting a ball on him here, which is lucky. You know, in that scenario, you always want to kind of be that snapper. Even though I was posted like that, it's still kind of scary because that guy knows exactly where I am. I can't really retreat to anywhere, so... now I'm trying to assess the situation on this Dorito side. There's a guy in this small Aztec. I shoot him right here. And then there's a guy in the other small Aztec. Oh, I think I shoot him right here, actually. Yeah, I shoot him in the arm right here. And then there's a second small Aztec next to it. I come out to here, to this 50 Dorito, and now I'm just communicating, and we end up winning that point. So breaking out again, I tried to shoot for the wide there and up the middle. I think we had some pretty good success shooting their middle guy, or at least stopping them from going up the middle. But here I tried to get a shot on the wide guy. They didn't go any wider than that tower, and then he started battling me. So right here is when I shoot Dave in the back of the head, and yeah, that's sorry, Dave. You could see here that I made a huge bump to make up for it, and when you shoot your own teammate in the back of the head, or in the back, period, you really got to make up for it by, you know, winning the point. I shoot this snake side mini W. I snap this guy out in the tower, and then I come around and I shoot this guy in the back center. And I believe that snake side cleaned up 1 or 2 bodies on that side. So, like I said, I think we shot that middle guy off the break, but luckily I won the point in that scenario. So here they kept breaking wide, and right there I swear I shot that guy off the break. It looked so close, but that's why I stood back there. It was to essentially have my gun dedicated to their wide guy because they just kept running. And so right there, if you could see, and I'll even rewind it here, Belly got shot in the pack. The referee was calling him out, and Belly didn't hear it. So I turned and I shot Belly. And the reason why I shot Belly was because I didn't want the team to get a penalty. So I know if I rip him and he knows that he's out, then the ref won't call the penalty in time. Otherwise, that could have been a very bad situation because we're down a few bodies here, and it comes down to just Jason and I versus 4. So we're playing a little bit of zone protection here. I'm just rolling my gun on the snake side. Jason's in the snake side mini W shooting cross field. They just start charging and making it down the snake. I miss my shot there. I look good. I get bounced in the back here. Because they're already on our Dorito side, so. Now I just try to play these guys heads up. I make a desperation running and shooting move to this corner. I shoot this guy in the mini Dorito, and there's a guy in the Dorito behind him, so I shoot both of them. This is where I shoot this guy in the Dorito in front of me, and then I ended up shooting that guy in the pack, and the ref pulled him out. So now it's a 2-on-1 because Jason ended up getting shot. And now I'm kind of in this corner. They're both on the snake side. So that guy just made it to my snake 1, and I'm just rolling my gun, and I'm trying to find that other body. That other body is actually behind him in the snake. So I find this little sliver right here where I could shoot that snake guy, and he couldn't see me. And now it's a 1-on-1, and we're up already by 3 points. So I really don't have to do much. I try to make a move to here. I'm in a position to just hold it off, and I really feel like I shoot him here. I thought I shot him here. I thought I shot him over the top at least once maybe, but every time I threw a ball like right there, I felt like they were on, and he told me I didn't bounce him after this point, but I beg to differ. I don't know. I felt good about every ball, even those last ones right there you just saw. So I don't know. It is what it is. We ended up winning this match, and I ended up pulling off this 1-on-1, which was essentially a 2-on-4 with Jason and I. So time runs out, and yeah, that's it for this prelim game. We win 3-0.
I've done too much practice with that.
All right, on to our final prelim game against Explicit. Now, Explicit, when I was watching them play, they beat the Expendables this tournament, and they mercy ruled them. So I knew that they were going to play a good game. So this match gets a little bit ruthless. I really wanted to beat them, and we needed to beat them to even have a chance to moving on to the top 4. So they ended up making it to the Dorito corner this point, and Alistair and I are just stuck in this kind of a pocket. We're no farther than this tower. Alistair's in the back center area, and they're doing a good job of just containing both of us in these 2 spots. I couldn't really battle my way, nor did I want to battle my way out of this tower because they had the ground on us, so it's just better to stay alive than to risk it. Now, basically, you're just going to see a lot of back and forth kind of switching to wait for them to kind of get relaxed, to maybe see a window where we could battle our way out of these bunkers. I ended up shooting at the snake side to maybe pick up a kill on their snake guy, but yeah, I was telling Alistair maybe he could try to get to the corner, or maybe just sit tight and stay alive and try to dig this point out as it goes. Now, this first point lasted a really long time. I mean, we were in these spots for a while, just dug in. Alistair made it around me to that Dorito 1, and then I think eventually he gets clipped in his bunker. Then I have to fill around him and try to go heads first at these guys by myself. So I'm just, kind of trying to hold it down and communicate with the rest of the guys. So I end up making this fill to this corner. With Alistair gone, I have to try to, push my way into the situation. They're in the middle, so I actually made a big bump to this Dorito 2, and I'm just trying to play the wire and make sure this guy in front of me doesn't come get me. So this scenario lasted a good amount of time. I was in this Dorito for at least few minutes, just posted down the wire, making sure this guy didn't come get me. I heard that there was a guy in our middle structure, so I was kind of just waiting for him, and eventually they went down our snake side and bunkered out our snake guys, leaving me in a scenario. So you'll see right there, I got a ball on him, and now they had another guy on the snake, and I ended up getting ripped. So here I shoot up the middle, and then I try to shoot for the wide guy. They ended up going wide to that Dorito corner. I think I pick up the kill on the middle guy when I shot up the middle. But now with that guy in the Dorito corner, I'm trying to play a gamble situation here by wrapping on this back center area and maybe get a ball on him. Now I make this huge move up to this big Dorito, and I'm trying to play aggressive here. I'm trying to go at him. I mean, I don't think there's any other way to do it. I think I probably should have done this more throughout this tournament. But yeah, they have a guy in the middle area. I end up shooting him right there over the top, and then I end up shooting their little Aztec guy. I retreat back to this Dorito to bait this guy to see if he was going to come get me. And I hear that they're in our snake, so I wait for a little bit, and I know that if I get this guy off the field, I know Alistair's behind me. So if I bunker this guy, the whole Dorito side's blown, and it'll win us his point. So I ran full speed. I went inside on him, shot him, ran, and this is where I ran and dove and was behind this little Aztec because their snake guy started shooting at me. And it was kind of funny because here's a photo of me next to the buzzer hitting it when I realized all I needed to do was turn around and hit the buzzer. So here's another quick breakout. I try pressing the issue here by running all the way around the Dorito corner, going to this big Dorito, battling my way out of this big Dorito with this tower, putting in one or two guys, trying to get a shot on that snake guy, and I end up getting clipped right there in the loader. Explicit goes up 2-1 on us. I ended up throwing my first few balls up the center for their middle guy. I ended up shooting him, actually, so that was the first kill here. And really needed to win this point to tie the game. We had still some pretty good momentum going. That guy dives underneath my paint, goes to that big Dorito on the inset. I end up losing Alistair shortly after, who's right next to me. So now I'm kind of just guessing to see where this guy is. I'm trying to shoot a bounce shot off of that big Dorito into him to maybe see if it'll come in. But I'm in a bad situation right now because I can't see that guy. I fill out here. I thought I maybe got a ball on him there. They ended up getting a ball in on Dave, who is in the center. So I'm on this Dorito side kind of alone. We still have our two snake side bodies alive. And I'm trying to make sure this guy doesn't move out of this big Dorito. He ends up blocking me out and coming to my big Dorito on my side of the field right there. So now I'm going for blood. I'm coming straight for him. And I shot him there, shot the snake corner, and we ended up winning the point, making this a tie game, 2-2. Possible kill 5. So I end up shooting up the middle there again, shooting for the wide guy, playing the small Aztec, and just communicating, a lot of communicating, and getting the guys to be on the same page as me. They started throwing paint back at me from my mirror, which is that small Aztec on the other side of the field, and I'm just reloading, relaxing, and waiting for my time to attack. I really wanted to score this point, and I wanted to shoot as many people as I could and do as much damage as I could, so it could create windows for my guys on the snake side and my guys in the middle, and possibly we could win this point with a small amount of time left. So as you can see on the scoreboard right here, the time is almost about a minute, and we really wanted to score this point, but in my head, I wanted to score this point so if we were to win it, then they wouldn't have any time to score another point afterwards. So I'm going to wait until a little bit of time shaves off until I make my attack. So here I start battling that small Aztec in, and again, I'm just waiting for the right moment, the right window to open. I know there's only about 30 seconds left or so, and this is where we make that push. So I ended up putting the guys in front of me, making a huge bump to that Dorito 2, figuring out that that guy was in that tower. He fills out to the Dorito corner. I block him out. I go to the next Dorito. I block him out again. I go to this Dorito, shoot this guy in the center, shoot this guy in the small mini W, shoot this guy in the Dorito corner, and their snake side Aztec ends up shooting me. But then our guys follow up, win that point real quick. There's only about a few seconds left on the clock. We pretty much secured this win 3-2. And by winning this match, it puts us into the semifinal rounds. So we won our last 2 prelim games, putting us in 3rd or 4th place. So we're going to move on to play. Just got to see what happens in this crisis game with Marcelo. And that'll determine who we play in the finals. So we'll see. All right, semifinal rounds. If we win this match, we go on to play for 1st and 2nd. We're playing against Expendables. That's with Ryan Greenspan and Blake Yarber. I ended up getting shot this first point, giving them that point because they ended up coming down and winning it. I end up shooting for the Dorito corner this game. I come out to this tower again. I make sure not to over battle when I come out to this tower because that's how they killed me that last point. And this here is just a lot of back and forth battling. I know Ryan Greenspan's in my mirror, that tower that's on the other side of the field. So I'm kind of just playing it safe. And, you know, I realize that we're down 1 point. So just really trying to get all the communication, know where all the bodies are before we start making any moves. So I'm going to fast forward this a little bit until we get a kill or some action happens. So here, Ryan Greenspan and I get into a little gun battle, and he ends up shooting me in, and I wrapped low, and ended up getting a ball on him here, so that was a big kill. But we, or at least myself, I lost the count on how many bodies we ended up killing. So I'm going to fast forward it here to when I made this mistake, and I made a move up the field. So now looking back at it, I mean, I bounced around a little bit, going from the Dorito corner to the tower to the Aztec. And what I should have done was I should have just started powering down the side of the field with Alistair. Their snake guy ended up trying to get our snake guy right here. So for some reason, I think it's kill 3. I'm pretty sure it is, but I thought that their guy was like in the back somewhere, and they actually did fill the snake. He's in the 50 snake right now, and right here is when I get shot. So that last point shaved a lot of time off the clock. It's about 2 minutes left on the clock, if you can see in your top right portion of your screen, and score is 1-1. So we have to start making a push pretty soon here, and yeah. So I'm basically battling these guys heads up, trying to play pretty dominantly against them, and trying to push fairly soon, kind of like the last match where winning this point with a small amount of time left would be the most optimal situation, because then the next point the team wouldn't have enough time to score. So I thought I shot that guy in that middle there, but basically I'm telling Alistair, you know, hey, we need to start going pretty soon, stay alive, hopefully checking off on our snake side to see if we're good, and I'm just battling these guys heads up to just give us enough time and a window pretty soon. So I fell behind Alistair here, so I can put pressure on this guy in the tower, and I'm kind of peeking over the top to see where this guy is. I end up shooting, I think it was Blake going to that Dorito corner, and now we're in a good position because now we're wider than these guys. I'm trying to tell Alistair got bounced there, I think. I'm trying to tell Alistair to check off this guy in the center so I can make the move past him. But now I'm just telling him to wrap and stay on that guy. And this is pretty much like the same scenario that we were in when we played the Expendables the other day. We had to score a quick point, and we ended up doing it then. And that's why I believed we could do it again and not give them this time, especially how the cards laid out, not give them any time to score a point after we scored this one. it didn't look good for them after we got that kill on that Dorito corner, and this is when we started making our full court press. Go to the next one. Yep. Stay on him. Kill the snake! Kill the snake! The floor, buddy. So the guy in the tower was already dead. I didn't know, but I blocked him out here, ran and shot at that snake corner guy, and Dave ended up hanging the flag with minimal time left, and we ended up winning and moving on to the finals. Come on, boys. Not much to say. I want to say one thing. I've been with you guys for a few days. I love you, motherfuckers. Hey, we fucking love you, dude. I love my boys. Hey, listen. We got one match left. Step 4. Step 4, baby. Boy. Step 4. Feel this shit, man.
Suck it in, boys.
We can do this. Hey, we go down, we keep fucking fighting, okay? We go down, we keep fucking fighting, okay? Leave everything we got right fucking now, okay?
Leave it all in the field.
Believe in this team. Fuck it up. Believe in it, boys.
Come on, boys.
Come on, boys.
Hey, go on.
Ready. Hey. Team on 3. 1, 2, 3. Good job, guys. Good job. All right, on to the finals against Perth Crisis. This is Marcelo and Chop's team, and yeah, we lost to them earlier in the tournament, so we were pretty hungry to try to win this match against them, and they gave a good fight earlier, so we knew it was going to be a hard one. Now here, I'm kind of stuck in this tower for a good amount of time, and I'm trying to do everything I can to try to battle my way out of it. I ended up losing, I think, Alistair at this point, trying to either go wide, or I think he got shot out of the back center. So I'm just trying to dominate my mirror. These guys are, pretty gun dominant, so doing everything I can here to stay on them. So they ended up shooting 3 of us pretty early, and put us in a scenario where we had to battle back from that. And Dave and I tried to pull this out. I think him and I were digging in as hard as we could in this corner cross-up situation. Honestly, us in this defensive situation is probably the worst that could have happened. And what sucks about it is that when they shoot those 3 guys on our team and we're crossed up like this and they have 5 bodies alive, like, all you have to do is lock it off and wait for one of us to make a mistake. Dave ends up getting shot out of the snake corner. Now it's like a 1-on-5 situation, and I'm trying to do everything I can. Ends up getting me here, and yeah. Honestly, at the end of that point, I got overshot by like pretty much everybody. It's really not that big of a deal. Sometimes you're in the heat of the moment, you kind of get upset about it, but more power to them. Those guys won that point, and I would have done the same exact thing that they did to me. So, so here, I catch that guy trying to move to that next Dorito. So I'm gonna fast forward it here because again, there wasn't that much action, and it was just a few gun battles here and there, and trying to dink a body or two. Eventually, I make my move up to the center tower here, and a little bit of chaos happens, but the refs judging and calling of the situation is what it is. So I tried to move to this tower and maybe cut into that big Dorito, but I didn't know where the guy in the middle was. So I'm just trying to lock off this Dorito side. Maybe I can get a ball in on their Dorito guy slipping or making a bad move. But what I realize here is after doing that, they know I'm there. So as I moved there, their guy moved to the tower, and I tried to jump over the top to see if he was coming, and I ran backwards. And this is where we messed up. I was looking outside, and as I looked left, this guy comes around the snake side of our tower fairly soon, and I'm crossed up with Alistair. I'm pretty sure Alistair shoots this guy, and this guy just runs through and just pretty much decimates Alistair and I within the next few seconds. He makes a good run through and just, you know, breaks the seam open, leaving us with one body left, and we ended up losing this point, giving them the 2-0 lead. So now we have to battle down by 2 points, and they ended up getting a ball in my loader here, and we ended up losing this point. So now we're down by 3, and time's on their side. So they're in the driver's seat. We've been in that scenario before. It feels good, and you know, all they have to do is kind of just sit back and roll their guns. So now we're making an aggressive push. I'm making my way up to this Dorito. I put Marcelo in on that side. I cut around. I go underneath. I come to the next Dorito. Now I'm battling this guy in the tower. I wrap. I shoot this guy in the Aztec. The guy in the tower and I trade here, and we ended up winning this point. It's 3-1, but there's not that much time left. So make a restoration push here. Send Alistair to that mini Dorito, or the big Dorito on the inside. I send Dave to the middle, and I end up getting shot in the loader again. And, you know, that's it. We ended up losing. And I want to say that I'm proud. I'm proud that we, you know, overcame adversity in the beginning of the tournament, not being able to even barely win a match. And then we're, you know, sitting there playing for first and second. So shout out to the guys on Crisis. They played really well. Marcelo's leading a great group of guys. And, you know, thanks to the Marauders for having me over. Here's the award ceremony for, well, Jason had a speech, so here it is.
Second place, Marauders. Oh, sorry.
Shit. I just want to.
Oh yeah, now you want to do it?
Yeah, no. We've put in a lot of effort to get to this spot. I couldn't be happy with the boys how they played all weekend. We dug deep. We played smart. It was just killer ball all day, all weekend, all 3 days. It was awesome. The top teams, we're coming for you. Simple as that. Yeah, thank you, Expendables, for the awesome semi-final. Crisis, always a pleasure. Thank you, Cover. Hey guys. SWAT, Eskimos, Menace, everybody. Like, couldn't thank you enough for making this an awesome competition. In terms of the sponsors, huge thanks to HK, Action Paintball, Lux, and Anthrax. Action Paintball, paintballshop.com. All the refs, awesome. Thank you so much. John, Mike. There's so many people. Wait, what are you doing? Get up here.
Thank Gladiator.
And Gladiator, of course. Addie, why aren't you up here?
Should be in the photo.
I'm on Addie's.
Get up here. Up here now.
Yeah.
She does it a lot. So, yeah, thank you all, and we'll see you. Of course, these guys. Thank you for that saying. Family. Yeah, Ronnie and Dave. You guys are new family, man. And yeah, thank you for coming over time and time. Even though it was only 2, but this second place was for Maddie. This is all the way, all right?
Jason, give us a little speech. Break it down. Shit.
Also, maybe don't.
We won the tournament. We did it. That's it. That's what we worked for. Woo!
This ain't over.
Wait, no, we got second.
Oh.
Shit. Damn it. Hey, thanks guys for having me over.
Wow.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, Ronnie.
You guys are the best. You guys are the best.
Come here. Come here.
All right, second place out here at the Super Sevens Australian event. My first one ever. Thank you to the guys. Whoa, it's dark over here. Thank you to the Marauder guys. Thank you to Mom for taking care of me while I've been here.
Ah, you're welcome. Hope
thank you
come
so much.
back.
I will definitely come back. And that's it. Peace.